Hi, welcome to Book Breaks. I'm Roger. Today I'll be sharing some excerpts from I, Funny, a middle school story by James Patterson and Chris Grabenstein. We're going to start off with part of the prologue called Flop Sweat. Have you ever done something extremely stupid, like, I don't know, try to make a room filled with total strangers laugh until their sides hurt? Totally dumb, right? Well, that's why my humble story is going to start with some pretty yucky tension, plus a little heavy-duty drama. Okay, so how exactly did I get into this mess up on stage at a comedy club, baking like a bag of French fries under a hot spotlight that shows off my sweat stains with about 1,000 beady eyeballs drilling into me? A very good question. To tell you the truth, it's one I'm asking too. What am I, Jamie Grimm, doing here trying to win something called the Planet's Funniest Kid Comic Contest? What was I thinking? But wait, hold on. It gets even worse. While the whole audience stares and waits for me to say something funny, I'm up here choking. That's right, my mind is a total and complete blank. And I just said, no, my name is Jamie Grimm. That is the punchline, the end of the joke. All it needs is whatever comes before the punchline. You know, all the stuff I can't remember. So I sweat some more. The audience stares some more. I don't think this is how a comedy act is supposed to go. I'm pretty sure jokes are usually involved in people laughing. Hi, I finally squeak out a few words. The other day at school, we had this substitute teacher. Very tough, sort of like Mrs. Darth Vader. Had the heavy breathing, the deep voice, and during roll call, she said, "Are you chewing gum, young man?" And I said, "No, I'm Jamie Grimm." I wait for what seems like hours, and yes, the audience kind of chuckles. It's not a huge laugh, but it's a start. Whew, okay, I can tell a joke. All is not yet lost. But hold on for a second. We need to talk about something else, a major twist in my tale. A major twist, you say, already? Yep, and trust me, you weren't expecting this one. To be totally honest, neither was I. Chapter 1, Welcome to My World. Hey, I think we're getting ahead of ourselves here. We should probably go back to the beginning, or at least a beginning. So let's check out a typical day in my ordinary humdrum life in Long Beach, a suburb of New York City, back before my very strange appearance at the comedy club. Here's me, just an average kid on an average day in my average house as I open our average door and head off to an average below average school. Zombies are everywhere. Well, that's what I see. You might call them ordinary people. To me, these scary people stumbling down the sidewalks are the living dead. A pack of brain-numb freaks who crawl out of the ground every morning and shuffle off to work. They're waving at me and grunting, "Hello, Jamie!" I wave and grunt back. So what streets do my freaky zombie friends like best? The dead ends, of course. Fortunately, my neighbors move extremely slow, so I never really have to worry about them running me down to scoop out my brains like I'm their personal pudding cup. There's this one zombie I see almost every morning. He's usually dribbling his coffee and eating a donut. Do zombies eat donuts with their fingers, you might ask? No, they usually eat their fingers separately. The school crossing guard, she can stop traffic just by holding up her hand with her other hand. Are there really zombies on my way to school every morning? Of course there are, but only inside my head, only in my wild imagination. I guess you could say I try to see the funny side of any situation. You should try it sometime. It makes life a whole lot more interesting. So how did I end up here in this zombified suburb not too far from New York City? Well, that, my friends, is a very interesting story. Chapter 2, A Stranger in an Even Stranger Land. I moved to Long Beach on Long Island only a couple months ago from a small town in the country. To make my long story a little shorter, Long Beach isn't my home, and I don't think it ever will be. Have you ever felt like you didn't fit in? That you didn't belong where you are, but you're sort of stuck there? Well, that's exactly how I feel each and every day since I moved to Long Beach. Moving to a brand new town also means I have to face a brand new bunch of kids and bullies at my brand new school. Now, like all the other schools I've attended, the hallways of Long Beach Middle School are plastered with all sorts of no bullying posters. There's only one problem. Bullies, it turns out, don't read too much. I guess reading really isn't a job requirement in the high-paying field of name-calling, nose-punching, and atomic wedgie yanking. You want to know the secret to not getting beat up at school? Well, I don't really have any scientific proof or anything, but in my experience, comedy works. Most of the time anyway. That's right. Never underestimate the power of a good laugh. It can stop the meanest middle school monster. For instance, if you hit your local bully with a pretty good joke, he or she might be too busy laughing to hit you back. It's true, punchlines can actually beat punches because it's pretty hard for a bully to bully you if he's doubled over, holding his sides and laughing his head off. So, every morning before heading off to school, just make sure you pack some good jokes along with your lunch. For instance, you could distract your bully with a one-liner from one of my all-time favorite stand-up comics, Stephen Wright. Do you ever think that when they asked George Washington for his ID, he just whipped out a quarter? Hey, and if that doesn't work, go with some surefire Homer Simpson. "Do, operator! Give me the number for 911. All I'm saying is that laughing is healthy, a lot healthier than getting socked in the stomach, especially if you had a big breakfast. I Funny, a Middle School Story by James Patterson and Chris Grabenstein. This is a great book, very good, part of a wonderful series. Check it out, and I hope you enjoy it. We'll see you next time. Have a good day.